I don't know why. I don't know how they do it.
World Star is good.
No,
I
World
just
Star
don't
do be
feel
having shit
right
first.
going on it.
Only reason I went on World Star, Cubana Lust and Lastaria. The only place I could find that video.
I wonder
You should
what
look it up.
Cubana Les is doing right now.
Classic video. See, when I'm rich, that's the type of shit.
That's when they're in the bedroom, right?
No, they were in the house. Ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. They were in the kitchen, sir.
All right, so we have our first episode of Living Just Enough. I'm Milton Lawrence. Across from me is my man Kofo. To his left, that's left, right, is my man Rico. How you guys doing today, man?
Feeling lovely, feeling lovely.
Blessed.
All right.
I'm very happy about this, man. First
So
episode.
tell the people what they're getting into. What are they listening to as we go into our first?
I'll make sure not to use my quiet storm voice like you said.
Yeah, please don't.
But this is just living just enough. We're trying to live enough to support ourselves while being creative and do something that we like to do. And then we just want to embrace everyone. It's living just enough for every background, every culture, every orientation. And whoever likes us and vibes with us, we want to make sure that they know we vibe with them and support the show. So
That's a fact.
We gonna be talking shit though, so
Quite a bit.
Nobody
Speaking of which, so this was my first week of school. We're going back to school. Full disclosure, I'm a public school teacher, meaning I made the fucking wrong turn. But so usually I get a bittersweet feeling because it's like, of course, looking at me, tattoos and all this good stuff. You know where I work. I work with people that look like me. Right? But it's always like 90% Caucasian. And it's always the weirdest thing. It's like I'm learning how to teach black kids from realistically the people that put us in the fucking mess that we're in right now. And it's like bittersweet. However, this is the first job where like there's 5 white people of the 100+ staff in this building. And it's 100%. The demographics of the school are 100% black. And I got to tell you, man, I see why white people are teachers. These niggas be coming in late, dressed in hair rags, taking 2-hour lunch breaks. I'm like, this shit is crazy.
it makes you wonder, like, are they trying to, do they hire the white people to teach the kids, or are they trying to civilize them? Are they trying to show them the proper way to function in this society?
in their society.
Yeah, in their society. So if you're trying to do that, then you probably wouldn't want a whole bunch of black people with their do-rags. Their silk satin scarves.
Facts.
Usually satin, silk's kind of expensive.
Shea butter, cocoa butter.
Shea butter.
I got to stop at the beauty supply store on my lunch break. I mean, it is what it is.
1,000%. Speaking of society, so we're in August, coming off of, it was maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's 2 months back.
The LGBTQIA. You guys know what the I and the A stand for?
Absolutely not.
International Associates?
Close.
Like they syndicated? They a law firm?
Intersexual and asexual.
Yeah. That's interesting. Growing up, I met a lot more like asexuals before I met homosexuals because it's a lot easier to be open about being asexual. Like I don't mess with anything, I suppose.
But like
Supposed to be
asexual, I got a problem with asexual because isn't asexual the like just because, like, for example, am I asexual if I'm on a dry spell, but I still want women, but like if I don't engage in any type of relations with a woman, like how do you like tell whether someone is asexual or not? Like,
I mean,
how
there's
does that
actually
work?
a word for that too. It's like involuntary abstinence, invabs. It's like a word. You can look at it as a word for that, where you're involuntarily not able to have sex because you can't get dates, and pretty much you're addicted to the internet. I'm not gonna lie. It was a documentary on Vice. Realistically, all these people are addicted to the internet, and they don't know how to interact with people. So I was advised, just
That's
going
about to be
outside.
a lot of people coming up in these next couple generations.
Yeah, like us right here.
Nah.
Like you ever not be able to find your phone?
Yeah.
You will search. You will tear your house apart looking for that one phone.
That's true, but that's not just because I need to be on it. It's because people need to be able to reach me.
Yeah, that's everybody's bullshit.
Because you're important.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
Because you got your finger on the button.
That's
and
a
if
fact.
they can't reach Kofo, that motherfucker might get pressed.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I feel you, son. I feel you.
That's a fact of life. Shit.
So back to the LGBTQI. So
Happy belated Pride Month.
absolutely.
I mean, we were supposed to record this a little while ago, so it wouldn't have been as long, but that most definitely happened in July.
Yeah.
They had Pride Day, Pride Weekend, and in July we celebrate Pride Month. My man Milton, that's why he got the rainbow shirt on. I got rainbow shoes
and
on,
it was
y'all.
to the day, the 50th anniversary of how it started. So apparently in Greenwich Village in New York, where in the 68, there were riots on this one place, the Stonewall Inn.
Yeah,
and they
club,
rioted.
right?
They rioted the place and where homosexuals usually go, and that started the demonstrations for the following year in New York, but simultaneously happening in, of course, San Francisco.
You said 50 years ago?
Yeah, it was 1968.
Wow, didn't know that.
It's been a long time coming. It's a big movement, man. It's a big community. And then,
Huge
like you said,
community.
it
Powerful community.
Yeah, somehow they've leapfrogged another group of people that have been
The
waiting
blacks.
for hundreds of years.
That's who he's referring
Well, you got
to.
to try.
The blacks.
You got to try and you got to be unified. I say that about the gay community. I like to refer to them as the gay community gang.
Yeah.
Because if I described a group to you where it's like, okay, you rep a color, you claim territory, you're unified, you got power, you got money.
And you get shit done.
Sound like the Bloods and the Crips, right? No.
sounds like Black Lives Matter should be on the phone right now.
Getting some
trying to
tips.
get on the end of that.
Isn't there some gay girls that started Black Lives Matter?
Yeah.
So I mean,
But you got to unify. If you ain't unifying, if you ain't claiming territory, if you're not on the same page, working as an organization, a group, like even with the rainbow colors, you know, we recognize that as a symbol for gay acceptance or for, you know, unity. Now, how'd that happen? Because they're all repping the same thing. Black Lives Matter, they all saying Black Lives Matter. They all wear a black tee, but obviously that's not enough. If you're trying to get more power, if you're trying to actually continually make a difference and not just shout at a protest or be out in the streets.
the problem with black people is that not all black people have the same agenda.
Exactly.
And
That's
not
that
all
bitch.
black people see the same problem either.
Exactly.
And that's the problem with black people. Because there's going to be two different black people who say two different messages. And there's going to be the black person that blames themselves and everyone around them. And then there's going to be the black people that blame the oppressors, the colonizers, or whatever you want to call them. So as long as that happens and there's infighting, especially public infighting, like you don't see gay people going at each other publicly. I don't know political stuff.
They do from time to time, but
You don't see
kiss
a
and
gay
make up.
Republican and a gay Democrat going back and forth about what really matters to gay people. You don't see that happening.
Hey, they kiss
but
and
you see
make
that
up,
in the
Coco.
black community.
No pun intended. They kiss and make up. You know, they make it work. I mean, because you can fight. Ain't nothing wrong with fighting. That builds character. That builds a relationship and a rapport. You got to be able to get over it. That's a problem that a lot of black people, we hold grudges. We look at you like, oh, that's the nigga that fought with me. That's
It's
the dude that
because
said
we've
this to
taken
me.
so many L's in history. Niggas
Hey.
don't want to take L's no more.
You ever think about how
It's
it's
just that
weird?
simple.
You ever think about how it's weird, like how you could be part of a smaller collective, say a gang, the Crips. Like the Crips can be all on the same page, but if they try to increase that to joining with another gang or joining with a different section of the Crips, it just doesn't
There's
work.
Problems, yeah.
It just does. Like the bigger you try and get, it's like somebody will come out of nowhere and just be like, man, why are we even doing this?
And that's
Why
what
are we trying to
everybody
be
already
cool?
is thinking. So
And that's really human nature. That's not something that's germane to black people, but there are a lot of issues that are only germane to black folks.
the blacks.
But with all the issues that we do have right now, we're seeing kind of a cultural renaissance right now, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot going on in the black stratosphere.
Define
Movies.
cultural renaissance, please.
Okay, what I mean to say is, so I think maybe about early 90s, we saw an uptick of shows that were dominated by African Americans on the mainstream. You had movies, you had TV, music, all of these things. And right now, I think we're circling back to that because for the last, I think starting in about 2004, it kind of took a left turn somewhere, and now we're back on the screen. We're back behind the camera, in front of the camera, with the biggest stars in the world of black, the biggest musicians in the world of black. And, of course, I'd be remiss not to mention, of course, President Obama as well.
Okay.
Crown achievement.
The President
Crown achievement
Obama
for
thing,
us.
that's like a cheat code. Sure, that's great.
Yeah.
My thing is that I feel this stuff has always been happening behind the camera, in front of the camera, and all of that. It's always been happening. It's just now we're more aware of it. The people behind the camera now want to be stars. But there's always been people behind the camera. Eddie Murphy is a great example of someone who's always tried to bring black people together and show movies with black excellence and stuff like that. And get all these and bring all these other black comedians and stuff like that and put
Working
them up.
together.
Working together.
Yeah.
Harlem
Going on
Nights,
tour.
Boomerang is another one where it's an all black cast and there's nothing like, you know, there's no negative stereotype being portrayed in that movie, but it's just a cool movie.
And see, again,
and these were the biggest movies in the country at the time when it was coming out.
But to my point, though, that was all in the 90s.
That was 80s, 90s.
And we went through a gap of...
We kind of did.
Early 2000s.
Right after the Kings of Comedy came out.
We're in such a good spot.
That was our pinnacle. The Kings of Comedy was like the pinnacle of our first Black Renaissance.
We're in such a good spot right now. When was the last time you saw Tyler Perry?
Yeah, that's a good point. He's mostly TV shows now. Medea's
When
dead.
was the last time you saw him?
I'll say that. I'll say this. You ain't see him, but he got his fingers in a lot of stuff that's out right now.
He's got a production company. He's still got the biggest.
A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff wouldn't even be coming out if it wasn't for Tyler
And we
Perry.
still got Tiffany Haddish out here. She cooning around.
Hey, we got a
Tiffany
few.
Haddish, I don't even see her as a coon for real.
But we got a few that set us back. We got her, and then we got people
Tiffany
that's part of the
Haddish
Renaissance.
is embarrassing.
How?
This guy.
She is embarrassing.
Is she more embarrassing than Monique?
Yeah.
How? Monique wasn't. You was embarrassed by Monique?
No, I wanted to hear his answer.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Because Monique is, I think Monique.
That's her.
I think Monique is authentically
That's real.
like that. Like
Yeah, that's genuine.
that's her reality. That's her prism that she's in.
She stopped eating biscuits.
Where
but
I
that's
think
definitely
that.
her.
Where I think that Tiffany Haddish is like on some step and fetch it shit. Like she's on some. Oh, I wear the same dress to every show. Like I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you?
Well, look,
like,
I can't support your boy LaKeith. I can't support your boy LaKeith Stanfield, man. And y'all like him. The man's from Atlanta.
What
the
he
man's
do?
from. You know what he did.
No, I don't. What do you do?
You know.
You didn't hear his homophobic rap?
I don't care. There's lots of people who make homophobic raps
That's a fact.
that both of y'all like a lot. So
That's a fact.
why is
Hey.
LaKeith Stanfield the one that we saw?
Not today though. I don't think anybody today is making homophobic
He's a
rap.
Yeah,
representative.
because
of
they're
the Black
scared and
Renaissance.
they're not being authentically themselves. But LaKeith is.
Nah,
So
he's
what's
a
the problem.
he's a leader. When you're a leader, you gotta take more care in what you say and how you express yourself.
Yeah.
You're representative of something bigger than just yourself and how you feel. And
So-
also, he's a hypocrite. I ain't gonna lie to you. You on a TV show about Atlanta, Black Mecca, gay Mecca, lots of Meccas for our
The
people.
gay black man.
This is
And
all
you,
true.
You're friends with a rapper. Rappers are sexually ambiguous at this point. Your favorite rapper is at the very least ambiguous, if not ambivalent,
This
to
is
his
all true.
sexual preferences.
Look, there's always been hypocrites. Tupac was a hypocrite.
One of the biggest.
One of the biggest hypocrites.
Damn, it hurts to hear
But
it like
you
that, though.
felt him though. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't like to me when niggas is rapping, niggas is rapping. If you say some homophobic things, it's just like, come on.
But
it's
like
like someone saying something racist, but like doing something racist is a whole
No,
lot.
Oh, no. You wouldn't let
Yeah,
that
no,
go.
no, you would
Nah,
not
Copo
let that
says
go.
that, but he would now he be the main
Because
one.
they're saying stuff I already know that they think. So it's not like, oh my God.
But it's one thing for someone to think something. It's another thing to actually hear somebody address you as that. You would not take Eminem making a song saying nigga this and nigga that.
I wish he would, honestly, because I want to see how people would react to that.
It'd be white people love it, black people hate it.
No. I'm talking about his contemporaries, people within hip hop.
Oh, they'd love it.
Somebody would coon for sure. I mean,
Yeah, they'd be with it.
All them people over there at Shady Records, what you think they gonna do?
Hey, Snoop get high all the time. Snoop probably like, oh, that's cool, dog. That's smooth. You say it with the A at the end, not the ER. I fuck with that. I could most definitely see Snoop.
Speaking of LaKeith, have you guys seen Sorry to Bother You?
I saw it.
Oh, you just said you haven't seen it yet?
Of course not.
You really don't support LaKeith now?
I can't support anybody that looks like they smoke PCP. That's first off. So before he even
that's
said
not
that,
true. You support a lot of PCP smokers.
they don't look like it though.
Danny
I said
Brown?
look like it. I didn't say they actually use
Danny
it.
Brown.
Yeah, I like Danny Brown. He called me on that one, but he got a nice clean cut now. He got his teeth fixed. Fuck y'all. He's looking better now. He's evolved. He's grown. LaKeith looked like he just did the coke right before he go out on the
LaKeith might be our, as far as acting, because I'm not a big fan of Michael B.
About
Jordan.
to jump out the window.
But I think LaKeith. I don't think Michael. You think Michael B. Jordan's a good actor? I think his roles are
I
good.
like him. I don't even care. Like it's one of those people. It's like
He
I don't even care.
overacts.
Yes, that's why I love Killmonger. That was complete overacting.
Yeah, like
I just want to kill.
bury me in the ocean with my ancestors.
that was the hardest line in the whole entire movie.
It was, but do people
Nah.
really talk like that? Kofo, pass me that water because I'm thirsty. Like nobody talks like
when
that.
you've gone through that much in your life, you will talk like that. Okay,
Bro, my favorite.
Listen to Ray Lewis. He killed somebody, and that's why he talked the way he talked right now.
Nah, bro, my favorite was I killed all of them. He took my man taking the shirt off, see the kilos of shit.
just to get to you.
Kill you. I was like,
Like,
oh, it just got real, y'all. The pen dropped in the theater for me.
It was weird because it was like he was overacting, and Chadwick Boseman, love him to death, but he was, as a king, he was not impressive.
Nah, he's very like, I'm a subtle king. I chill in the background.
Like the clear star was Shorty.
Yeah.
I think that's the consensus that people have.
And she honestly projects as a better queen than Chadwick Boseman does. But that's because he's all in a love triangle. He's confused. Yeah. He still wants to be Black Panther. He has a lot going on. It's a lot on his plate. It's kind of hard to
I think he's one of the first Marvel superheroes that isn't cracking jokes all the time. I think that's why
more serious
think that way of him. Yeah. So now anybody who is cracking jokes will look like, oh my God, AKA Shuri. Don't get me wrong. She played amazingly in that movie. But I just think that plays into it. Because there was a lot of moments where he was just like, And if you put Tony Stark in that same exact situation, he's going to have something quick to say. You know what I'm saying? And we all love him.
But see, Bruce Wayne didn't tell jokes as...
Bruce Wayne had comebacks. Dope-ass comebacks.
He was just...
Chadwick had his moments.
Funny.
Delete that footage. Like, he had his moments.
Yeah, he got embarrassed in that part of the movie.
He had his moments. I don't think his personality, like even the actor, like his interviews, he's not a captivating person.
Oh, he's so chill.
He's very talented.
He's way too chill.
But he's just not like when I watch his interview 30 minutes, I'm like, all right, I don't care.
Yeah, I'm an actor. You know, Denzel paid for me to go to school. It's great.
He's just not
I got a diamond encrusted sponge for my hair now. You know, it's a nice life.
It's like watching Denzel do The Equalizer. It's kind of like
I like Equalizer.
I like him too.
I didn't see the second one though.
But it's like
they're considering redoing Scarface with him.
With who?
Denzel.
He would, man.
I would pay to see just to see him act like it'd be training day Scarface.
Why is that to kind of circle
not even
back
training
here.
day. What you call American Gangster?
To kind of circle back here, even though we're having like a moment as Black people, we're having a moment on this big screen, the little screen, all that good stuff. Issa Rae's killing it on her show. Donald Glover's killing it on Atlanta. Movies are coming out. Black Panther,
Mike Coulter.
There's a
Luke
lot of
Cage.
There's a lot of nonsense coming. I do not want to see a Scarface remake.
Why
don't we do an original story with Denzel Washington doing something to the story?
So I'm gonna play movie executive because it won't make any money. Like, we don't think that people don't like new stories. They want to see the same shit again with better graphics.
Because that Jurassic Park was terrible.
Man, make the graphics better. You know what? Just do the whole shit on the green screen. They'll love it. But the biggest thing about Boseman and Michael B. Jordan and Black Panther, the big star of that is Cogler. Or Coogler. Whatever. I don't know how to say his name.
Ryan Coogler.
He's from Oakland though, so I mean whatever.
He's from Oakland.
You gotta say it with an accent. Yeah. Brian Cogler.
I'd like to see him go on more of a press run. He's inspiring. Not to me, but like to some kid that just feels like he doesn't code switch. Like he doesn't
code switch, and he's very, very intentional with the things that he says in his interviews.
Yeah, he's authentic and
he's relatable.
It comes off as a guy that I might have just walked past on the street, but he just so happens to be very well educated,
very wealthy, successful,
extremely creative,
well traveled.
Yeah. Now he most definitely is the one, and he's a big fan of hip hop too. Yeah, which I'm sure I would love to hear. I would love to see an interview with him. I would love to see an interview with him about his feelings on the status of hip hop right now. Because being a fan of Too Short, being from the Bay, that's some E40. That's some real music. Mac Dre. That's some real music that came out the Bay, man. But that's not exactly what the wave is now.
They still cranking music out now.
You don't think so?
The West Coast, they have their moments. They had their moment. DJ Mustard, YG, they took over.
Nipsey just dropped the Crate album.
Ding, ding. I mean, it's.
Have you forgotten about TDE or
Top Dog? I don't even know if you can consider them to be West Coast. Putting that out there right now. Besides J-Rock and Schoolboy
and Kendrick,
and my twin, my doppelganger, Absol, are most definitely the niggas could be from Canada. I keep it real with you. They could be from Canada, bro. J-Rock is. I mean, there's no getting that man out.
When I went to LA, I thought I saw Kendrick Lamar sitting outside of 7-Eleven.
Look, just because a man got sideways cornrows and he's short with a lazy eye, I mean, okay.
He definitely is LA, but I mean, hip hop's in a good spot, man. I think
it's progressing.
Is it in a good spot?
Yeah,
it's progressing.
No.
It's evolving.
I think it's in a good spot because anybody can come into hip hop and be successful. If you mean it
SoundCloud
like that.
rap, that's the SoundCloud rap.
Anybody
that's
can
how
do
it's always been, though.
No, it has not.
You could do it more
not
independent
anybody
now.
Can do it.
You could do it independent, and you could do it the way you want to start out.
You can be from Utah in pop right now. You couldn't be from Utah before in pop. In rap and hip hop, hell no. You have to sing.
But I think you can. Isn't that a good thing though? Because there's more. The biggest artist in the world is from Toronto right now.
Yeah, you can come from Toronto and be the top rapper. I mean,
that's a good thing, no?
That's what I'm saying. In terms of that makes it a good place of hip hop because anybody can come in and now pop and become successful and do things for themselves.
But that saturation is where you get the new sounds that we necessarily don't vibe with. The Lil Pumps, perhaps.
But I like some of them songs.
But see, even then, though, I think it's because of Genius playlists and things like that. Like I've never heard a Lil Pump song. Like, he doesn't exist in my hip hop. Like it's not like back in the day where
you've heard Lil Pump.
I've never heard a Lil Pump song.
What's his most popular song?
Gucci Gang.
I've never
heard Gucci Gang.
I've never heard that record.
Milton tuned that shit out. He's the type of dude.
I didn't know it was him.
Rap it, but I've never heard the record.
I've heard the song. I didn't know it was him though. It was later when I saw his name next. So I was like, oh shit, that's Lil Pump. Oh,
16, 17, man. I like it. Skid it.
I do like that song.
It's funny.
But like,
jump out the mall and let's get it.
So what I'm saying is like, it's like we have our own universes because of the internet. Like I think back in the day, you were force fed a certain sound and from certain artists, and that shaped our perception of what hip hop is supposed to be.
I don't know.
Because I don't listen to anything that I don't want to listen to.
Your reflection of
I think it's always been like that though.
Nah,
for us,
you gotta think.
Because in high school, Dat Piff was out. We was listening to mixtapes and all of that.
But even
Wayne and all of that.
Still, for the when we were first getting into our introduction in high school, everybody didn't have cell phones, so you relied mostly on someone else's media
or your computer at the house.
Most people don't have computers, Cole.
Okay, well.
You relied on the man on the corner with the burnt CDs. See, Cole was never broke. You gotta.
I didn't have
a computer.
I had LimeWire.
Like it's cool, Kofo. And then you technologically savvy. He could have built a computer. He's an immigrant, second generation immigrant. That's how that works.
For the listeners, if you can see him, he obviously is from a shithole country.
Man,
me and Milton was going on the corner.
Oh, this has to be said. Milton also happens to be from this shithole country as well. So
halfway, half and half.
But
it don't matter. It's very prevalent.
Fortunately for me, I can pass.
Only because of the tattoos.
I used to actually buy mixtapes just to give Kopo some perspective. We used to actually buy mixtapes.
Go to the store and get
or
the
corner
radio.
Y'all bought mixtapes?
That was the only way to get them.
Yeah, it was no choice. And you had to listen to it through and through because you spent your $5 on it, and $5 was very important at that time.
Of course. So, that's strawberry shortcake money right there.
And whatever was on that, I was listening to.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
This guy.
High school, you get that strawberry shortcake.
I used to be so mad when you go and they be like, "Oh, we guys are chocolate eclairs." Right?
Hey.
Fuck you.
Hey, but look, that's the status of hip hop that you listen to. Now I'm trying to talk about the status of hip hop,
like the general
everything. Even though if you don't listen to it, you're aware of these people. You know the songs that they make. Like, what is the current? We got the Lil Uzis.
It's better than it's ever been before.
It's diverse. I say it's more diverse than it's ever been.
It's better than it's ever been before.
In what way though?
Every way conceivably possible.
You get music a lot more often too.
The lyrics are better. Whoa. The songs are better. But really look back.
No, Milton. Milton, who is making timeless music that they will play still 20 years from now like they do with Tupac and Biggie Smalls and Jay-Z's old shit and all those other guys? Who are they going to say is like timeless classic music?
Travis Scott.
Kendrick Lamar.
What songs of Travis Scott is going to still be played 20, 30 years from now?
The Sound.
Kendrick Lamar.
And Kendrick Lamar. So Kendrick Lamar is a big artist,
and it's only
creative
specific
artist.
Kendrick Lamar stuff, not everything.
But he likes Travis Scott.
But not everything from the past gets played. Like people don't play Muddy Waters.
There are people who get played today because they make classic, timeless music. Like Tribe Called Quest. They make classic stuff that still gets recycled over and over and over.
Well, I think the other thing was when you bought an album back then, it meant something.
Of course.
So, like, you had to sit with it for a while. So it's less of a, like, I still think that this music is just so dope and more of, like, I was coming to age when this stuff came out. Because like, when I think about records that I will play 20 years from now, like Get Rich or Die Trying, it takes me back to when I was 13 years old. And I remember going into a cafeteria and I had not listened to In the Club, and every fucking person in the cafeteria was like, go short. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then I heard the record, and I immediately wanted to get Pistol. and go crazy.
You know what's crazy?
Some wife beaters.
That
So like
Being in
for
the club.
us, like I don't know what these kids, like your little brother, I don't know what those kids are doing. They might 40 years from now hear Gummo and be like, "Oh shit," and fucking smash up the fucking.
I don't know,
cookout.
but fun fact though, Get Rich or Die Trying was actually the first rap CD that I actually bought and like listened to.
First?
The
That's
first.
revealing about your heritage, sir.
7th grade. I'll never forget the shit because that shit blew my mind straight up.
My first rap CD was shout out to my brother Charles and Reggie, twins. I don't remember a lot of people from high school, middle school, man. I remember them burnt me a CD that 3-6. Slop on my now. First John,
I think the first
shit.
one I purchased, because you're talking about just purchase, not the first one you had, but the first one.
First one I had purchased
Okay.
all
Nah,
that.
first, yeah, he kept it real. I said it's revealing.
All
That's
that.
a
I
very
think
revealing statement.
the first one I purchased was Stillmatic. I remember going with my $8 and be like, I didn't have enough, and Chris let me borrow some money.
You needed 5 more, right? You needed that 13. Yeah, $8 wasn't enough back in the day, bro.
Actually,
What was the first thing you got given then? Because my first album, what
the first
thing I bought?
album I can remember listening to from top to bottom is Ready to Die.
Oh, and then first thing I bought was the X. I fucked with DMX hard, and then
I
there was
did
X.
too. I did
bought,
too.
I bought, and then that's when they had the penny CD subscriptions.
I'd
Yep,
say $8.
yep.
That shit was
And
like
I used to get them
13.
joints in the mail.
The penny
Yep.
CD subscriptions was lit, man. I would pay a fucking penny
Year
for
of the
CD.
Dog. I used to listen to DMX heavy back
I think we
then.
all did. I mean, he dropped 2 fucking CDs in a year.
And
Yeah.
went platinum on both of them joints.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unheard of.
But I still think I like what the kids are doing. I mean, it's not for me, but I
mean, this
It's,
is a
it's popcorn, microwave,
look,
temporary music.
but that's the
No,
generation.
no.
This is the instant gratification
Viral
generation.
means temporary.
no.
Instant gratification.
You can't say
generation.
that when the biggest rapper of all time is
All time.
making music right now.
Son.
Who? Jay-Z?
Drake. He is the biggest rapper.
He's
all
the only guy surviving right now that came up in the instant gratification generation.
He is the biggest rapper of all time.
No, he's
I'm
not.
just saying. How so?
He has eclipsed.
What's his, Wiz,
How
came
so?
up, Wiz came up in the instant gratification generation.
He has eclipsed.
Oh, he's not yet. I mean Drake. I mean, come on. How so? How sway? That's what I'm
He
responding
has
to you.
eclipsed.
How
Young
so?
H.O.
Wiz Khalifa
How
has come
sway?
up in that same
Wiz,
generation.
good.
Wiz Khalifa,
And so did Wale,
offense,
realistically.
Did this guy just say what?
He did.
Look. Drake can look at somebody and they go platinum. He just look at him. Nicki Minaj, platinum.
Wale,
Yeah, platinum singles.
Listen, Coco.
Hey, that's what they
Wale will be rapping on jet cruises in 3 years
He won't even. He'll be on the corner.
You want to bet on that? Because he won't.
because I still owe you money.
I'd say the corner.
'Cause
I
he
say
won't.
right outside the studio. Be honest with
He's
you.
unique.
I mean,
He's unique, so it's not going to happen. He's still unique.
He's uniquely garbage.
He's not garbage. You should
He's
say
not garbage. He
he's
can rap. I
confused.
like him. He
He's
can
just
rap.
confused.
he can
got
rap
lost.
and he has dope ass concepts on his albums.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. That's my problem with people. Just because it's creative doesn't mean it's good.
That's true.
Shine is not good. Like, that is not a good project. I was aghast that he, at this late in his career, he would drop something that bad.
Look, guys, are you familiar with the Justin Timberland song "Lost My Way"?
Is
Like
that
I'm
on
losing
the
my
new?
way. No, that's the old shit, man.
No,
That's Wale. Wale has lost his way, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
But that's-
But back
the-
to
that's
back
the
to
beauty,
this
though.
Drake shit. He's the biggest rapper of all time.
I don't know how we got on
I'm going to
Wale.
get to that for a second, but listen.
You can shout out Naja all you want, Kofo. You can shout out the World Cup team.
I haven't even done that yet. But
you
listen,
got the kid.
listen.
Look. We can't talk about Bowie, man. We can't talk about Bowie State, Bowie.
Listen,
I
y'all
got
from here
confused.
too. Y'all supposed to be supporting.
It's-
Real,
I support
realistic.
Wale.
Shout out
when he
Logic.
makes
Shout out
good-
Goldlink.
Shout out Logic and definitely shout out Goldlink. Goldlink's joint. Goldlink is dope.
Goldlink opened up for Jay and Beyonce.
So did Backyard Band.
In DC, yeah, that makes sense. Not really. I'm lying.
Now
That
that
makes no
is-
sense whatsoever.
Yes, it does
I'm
make
extremely
sense.
surprised. Not for well, I mean, surprisingly, I know a 42-year-old man that bought a ticket to go see Jay-Z and Beyonce. So it makes sense for that nigga.
Yeah.
Not even gonna lie.
Yeah, so when Backyard came on, he was probably
Grown-ass man.
cranking.
And he didn't take the misses with him neither. It was just him. So I don't know what the fuck that was about.
That's funny.
But hey,
42
each his
though.
own, man.
Nah, but you know, Jay and Beyonce, they're on this whole like black thing now. So,
Yeah, black
Why
thing
not?
Yeah,
now.
come on, they've been on that.
oh really?
Jay?
Yeah,
Jay?
Jay on his first album. was
Jay's
talking
Michael
about-
Jordan.
Beyonce?
of rap.
On his first album.
Wait,
Jay
wait,
is not
wait.
the LeBron. He's
I'll-
the Michael Jordan. of
I'll
rap.
give you
On the
Jay. I'll give you
first
Jay. I'll give
album.
you Jay.
That was a long
but
time ago. Exactly. It's like 20 albums ago, man.
I'll give you Jay, but Beyonce, she's always been on that black shit. Bubblegum Beyonce, she always been on that black shit.
Destiny's Child Beyonce.
Destiny's Child.
Maybe not as
Pop
much.
Beyonce.
Maybe not as much, but however,
Video phone Beyonce.
no. I'm
With Lady Gaga and shit.
I'm saying
Motorola two-way pager Beyonce.
I'm in agreement with you in that, but I'm thinking it's less. That's less indicative of her real personality. That was a time where pop stars are supposed to just make music and shut the fuck up, especially if you were black.
So Jay gets a pass.
And
Though.
she did
What
just
was
that.
it that he did on the first album that you're saying?
He always talked about black ownership. He's been saying this since
That's because
the
he
beginning.
happened to be black and he wanted to own. Like literally, not because he gives a fuck about other black people owning.
You think I care about black issues because I'm a nice person? I happen to be black, and
But
I
you
happen
actually
to
care
not-
about if you were white, I think you would still care to a degree. Not to the degree you care now.
If I was okay,
If Jay-Z was white,
let
ooh.
me let me dispel any rumor right now. If I was white, we would not be having this conversation right now.
Well, obviously. You'd be much more affluent, and you wouldn't be teaching,
and
all those
arrogant,
jigaboos.
and arrogant too.
Shout
I
out.
probably would be
Forget
the
that.
principal at the school.
Yeah,
instead of a
superintendent,
fucking-
if that. Superintendent. Milton
Work like
Lawrence.
twice a week.
Yeah, it'd be much, but a lot of things would be different. But that's neither here nor there. You was talking about Drake. You was talking about
Yeah.
Toronto.
Drake is the biggest rapper in the world.
I can't argue with you all day, man.
Yeah,
He is. I give you some of that.
No, there's no
Jay-Z
some of
likes
that.
black people. Blah,
It's
blah,
none of
blah,
that.
blah.
It's 2018. His first album came out in 2008, and this one is, if not, it's just as big and just as anticipated, if not more than the first one. Name another artist that can be said for.
Kofo, do you have a rebuttal? Because I can't argue with this man all day
yeah,
about this.
Yeah, I do. Are we just talking about in rap?
Yeah, I said rap.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, you gonna mention If you mention Michael Jackson,
No. Because Jay is the same way.
Why does he look so? He got so bright.
No.
Kofo's eyes got bright.
From 96 to 2006, no. He had to retire and come back out to generate some buzz.
He did.
And I love Hov.
He had to drop some Goop albums.
But Drake
take a step back.
his work has meant as much to the culture
Maybe
of hip hop.
Lil
for the
Wayne.
last 10
That
years.
might happen with Lil Wayne when Carter 5 finally drops.
No,
We could look. I'm not doing this all day with y'all. We talking about Toronto. I'm gonna transition to two things that are very intertwined. We got the rap game and the NBA game.
He just said intertwined. He probably looked that up.
Intertangled, intertwined, connected, joined at the hip.
interrelated.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Intercourse,
Comparable.
all of that, you know what I'm saying? So
Mixed.
how about the Spurs being like, you know what, you don't want to play for the Spurs? We feel you, Kawhi. We understand what you're saying. Here are your deportation papers. You are no longer a citizen of the U.S. You are a resident of Toronto, Canada now. And you take care.
You think he's gonna stay in Toronto?
For that foreseeable contract.
I don't think so.
What's he gonna do now? Play
They're
again?
gonna trade him to LA.
That's possible. But what LA is not trying to give up the farm for Kawhi. That's what they've established that Magic. Magic.
But
Masai Ujiri, I love you. I love Toronto.
they'll give up picks.
Will Toronto take the picks?
Well, here's the thing: is Toronto's in a position right now where they have to look at their roster and they have to answer the question: is this roster with Kawhi Leonard going to help us beat the Warriors? And it's not.
Well, that you already leveled up by default because LeBron left. You already got propelled to Eastern Conference Championship conversation
They got
because
swept.
LeBron left.
They
LeBron's
got-
gone though. He's not on the East no more though.
But Kawhi isn't DeMar DeRozan.
Hey, rest in peace to
I'm
the
not a
Eastern
Kawhi
Conference.
Yeah, I mean the East is what you got: Boston, Toronto.
Rest in peace.
Not Toronto, then Boston, Philadelphia. You think Philadelphia's going
I would like to see what Boston would look like with two All-Stars back on their team.
healthy? No, I mean they're in it. Boston is as long as nobody breaks their kneecap and trips on the way to the shower, they're in it. I got you.
They should probably get rid of Gordon Hayward now.
But who's
don't think
going
he's that
who's going to
good.
be the team against them then in the East Conference? Who you got?
The Washington Wizards, I think, are going to the championship this year.
All right. So after you put down the crack,
Rest
who do
in
you
peace.
got?
Okay, wait, hold on.
So if you put down the pipe.
So wait a minute.
Yes.
You do realize that obviously any team LeBron James is on is a favorite, but
Yes.
LeBron James has been the thorn in our sides as far as taking that next step. And Isaiah Thomas was that before him when he was
I mean,
in
he's
Boston.
literally the thorn in everyone's side.
I don't think Boston has a roster. Their roster was tailor-made
But
to
you got-
beat Cleveland, but not Washington.
You got Boston, Washington.
I got Washington.
So just for the purposes, for discussion's sake, if Washington doesn't make it, then who you like? That's what, because I'm thinking Toronto with Kawhi could finagle. They could finagle their way in
I
there.
don't see that. I don't envision. This sounds crazy, but I don't envision a way that the Wizards don't go to the championship. I think Dwight Howard, the style that he plays in, was the one missing thing because we always got killed inside and we never had a rim protector.
Hey, you heard it here
And now we
first.
have both.
You heard it here first. I'm on the more so Dwight Howard's going to break his back. John Wall's probably going to
Dwight Howard is
steal.
not going to break his back. He's just going to fucking suck.
John Wall's going to
That's-
He
steal
had a
Bradley
great,
Beal.
not great, but he had a good season last year.
John Wall's going to steal Bradley Beal. Otto Porter going to go through an emotional crisis and cry in the locker room before games. That's what I see happening.
Realistically, we addressed the two issues that we had.
Yeah.
We needed a big that could move. We needed a big that could play off of John Wall in the pick and roll, and we need a rim protector.
And this is all for
We also needed help on the bench, and we got Austin Rivers.
and this is all for second place.
First
we
place.
all agree.
The Wizards are going to the championship.
No, I mean second place
they-
of the NBA.
And then they're going to lose.
Of the NBA.
They're gonna
So
lose
you're
to
saying,
the-
are they going to be the 1 seed?
Boston was the 1 seed.
I
With
don't
the
know.
injuries.
That's hard to tell only because I don't know if they have matured enough to take care of business in the regular season. The regular season is usually the most mature team is going to, win, whereas the other teams that kind of have to they turn it off and on. Where like LeBron James is going to be LeBron every night.
Yeah.
Whereas Bradley Beal might give you 50 one night or 47 one night and then give you 11.
10.
So
Yeah.
if that is what happens, that means they're going to see one of these top-tier Eastern Conference teams early in the playoffs.
Possible. It's
What top
possible.
tier?
If we're a 4 seed
A
or
Toronto or a
Boston.
Yeah, I like our chances.
really
so if we see Boston earlier, you still liking it. If we see Boston earlier.
Yeah.
a healthy Boston team.
Yeah.
Hey, you heard it here first, y'all. This guy's either going to be prophetic or, a dickhead. So, transitioning to the West. Is OKC better with addition by subtraction?
Are they better?
That's what I'm saying. I'm asking.
No. As long as Russell Westbrook still plays for them, they're never going to win.
And then they got Schroeder off the bench, which is like a guy that shoots 29% to go with Westbrook. And it's like, from 3, that is.
Russell
29%
Westbrook
from
is
3.
my least favorite All-Star.
I've never liked Russell Westbrook, honestly.
I
He's
love
intense.
Russell Westbrook.
He's intense, but I don't see his brand of basketball winning a championship.
Well, I
not.
think 10, 15 years ago, he'd have been better served. But now you got to have that skill set. You got to be able to move the ball. You got to be able to play off the ball.
Shoot.
And he can do none of these things.
Consistently. You got to be able to shoot
A
consistently.
high turnover guy has to dominate the shot clock to get his shots off. I don't see it. It's gonna be better. It's gonna look better because they're gonna depend heavily on Paul George and him. So at least that'll make Paul George look like every bit of the dog that he really is.
Yeah, 30 points a game.
That guy's amazing, man.
So who's playing the Warriors? Our Western in
The Lakers.
Western Conference Finals.
Durr.
I mean, I hope if
Rockets.
LeBron makes it again, that dude is the GOAT. If he take that damn Lakers squad,
I
team
wanna
light
see-
skin
I want to see what
Nigga soft as
Carmelo
hell.
does. I want to see what he does.
to Houston, I mean,
He's
I don't think he should go to
Suck.
Houston. Man.
they needed to keep. If they could have kept
Actually,
Ariza,
that might work for Carmelo
Why you
because
say
he
that?
doesn't have to do much running around. He could just stand at the 3-point line and
He doesn't
be
like
a spot
that, though.
shooter.
Carmelo.
He doesn't- he's not good at that.
Carmelo
But he
is-
can't dominate the ball on the Rockets.
He's not good at
They
that.
already
that's
have
why-
someone for that.
That's why he won't look. Carmelo
he has to be a
Anthony,
spot up shooter.
the same way I feel about Russell Westbrook. Carmelo Anthony has a lot in the tank. The problem is he has a lot. No, he has
He
a
does,
lot
yeah.
left.
He's
the
young, he's
problem
young.
is Steph Curry and this new age and this new brand of basketball is ushering out the old way of you have one superstar that just dominates the ball and then everybody else plays off.
Milton,
him.
I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna tell you this now. The Rockets with this current team do not want to see Golden State.
Nobody
because
wants to see
No, but
Golden
what I'm
State.
saying is this: they had Golden State on the ropes last year, realistically speaking. Even though we all knew they were going to lose, they at least had him on the ropes.
they hit him with a combo.
Everybody
They,
was
they
ducking.
dazed them a couple times.
Yeah, they was in the
everybody
ropes.
gets a touch on the.
And a lot of people say if Chris Paul didn't get hurt, they might win.
Everybody
game
gets
7.
the touch on the chin. Like everybody, I mean, people
But-
fail to forget that, fail to remember that the Pacers definitely were the only team the
close.
Bulls didn't win in '96.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
And no, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just
In the
a
grand scheme of
Snapple
things.
fact.
In the grand scheme
what
of
happened
things.
happened. But what I was gonna say was, especially if they plan to play Carmelo heavy minutes, because now you're gonna have 2 guys on the floor who do not play defense.
They
can't
They have
have
to,
that
They have
and
to
win.
figure. I think Chris Paul.
Because
I think
James
Chris
Harden
Paul shot
doesn't,
his
and
load.
Carmelo Anthony certainly doesn't.
I
So,
think Chris Paul is going to come back to reality this year.
Would the
What you
Rockets have been better if they
He
could
was
have
playing
kept?
out of his mind towards the end. Of the
He
game.
wanted to win.
in the playoffs, especially.
He wanted
was
to
hitting,
win.
He was hitting
He
one
wanted
leg off
to
the
win.
backboard 3-point. I'm like,
He was hurt that whole that damn near halfway, if not that whole series, Because the few games before the one where he went down, I mean, he was gimping at the end of games. He wasn't exactly running up and down the court playing the defense he needed to play, but he was coming down court, though, on offense. Because James Harden, he just disappears. He's like a shadow. He turns sideways and just disappears into the night in the fourth quarter. I'm just like, damn, bro, you got that big-ass beard.
Defense.
It's going to be...
You should be like Samson with that beard, nigga.
Just thinking about it, it's going to be a little sad to watch LeBron's exit.
But would Houston have been better?
I don't see how this ends well.
If they kept Ariza and picked up Melo. Would Houston have been better if they kept Ariza and picked up Melo?
They couldn't.
It's hypothetical, of course.
Would they have been better?
Like, would that have been all right against the Warriors? Because obviously losing Mbah Moute and both their best wing defenders is going to hurt them a lot.
They'll be fine with Mbah Moute.
Hey, I just gotta say somebody. Can I shout out my mans? He don't get no love. Goddamn, he was playing with a goddamn torn labrum. I respect that. He was fucked up in the playoffs.
Had to get them checks, boy.
You gotta call him, and then your boy, you gotta call him LaBron now, not Lee. You gotta call him LA space Braun. That's my guy. That dude is I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
You know what's funny? In retrospect, he kind of, if this is in fact what the intended purpose was, he's a genius. But he pretty much, in order for him to get there, he moved all the movable pieces that would have been impediment to him going to L.A. when they came to...
Larry Nance Jr., Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, when they came to Cleveland.
He got him to go to Cleveland. He was like, I'll make it to the finals, whatever.
I didn't realize that.
And then that dude, I don't care what nobody says. LeBron is playing chess. He's playing chess in life.
I think his posse, as Phil Jackson would have said... I think his posse, man. Those guys are.
Thank God that guy isn't with the Knicks no more. Fucking dumbass. Yeah, you great when you coaching Shaq, Kobe, fucking Jordan, Scottie. You great then. Yeah, I feel you.
He's the Robert Horry of coaches.
Old, but he knows words.
he
What the fuck you
landed.
saying?
He
To
landed.
his credit, though, these Bamas was not winning before he got there.
Yeah, that's because Michael Jordan was saying shit like, they was asking him questions. He was saying crazy shit like, yeah, if I got two people on me, I'm still going to shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
Allen Iverson said the same thing.
He's crazy how you could take a...
Iverson.
Oh, he had to, though.
Who?
Come on, man.
Really? You really about to do that right now?
I mean, you said it like this guy got 10 championships.
No, I'm not talking about the championship thing. I'm just talking about the great player thing.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
That's true.
He's great. I mean, Russell Westbrook is great.
He is.
Triple-double. He's
He
Oscar
is.
Robertson great.
But in the immortal words of my man Bill Walton, I just don't want him to play for any team I like.
I mean, Oscar Robertson still needed Lou Alcindor. You know what I'm saying? Without Lou Alcindor, a.k.a. Kareem.
Listen, man, the
With
Golden
one
State
nothing.
Warriors are not going to get dethroned. I mean, let's just be serious.
But back to LeBron, though, it makes sense. He has his production company.
He has a damn
Space Jam 2
documentary
is in the
already
works.
coming out, Shut Up and Dribble, like or
Yeah.
a TV. Oh, my God,
He
bruh.
has a lot on Warner Brothers Studios. He has
That
a lot.
dude. That dude is I don't care what nobody say. LeBron is one of the smartest men I've ever seen. People like to say, and then it was a colleague at work that was like, we didn't graduate from college. I was like, college, you just pay to get a piece of paper. Anybody that graduates from high school can graduate from college.
Yeah.
You show up and do what the fuck you're supposed to do.
College is more or less perseverance.
LeBron
Like,
is fucking, and then being able to overlook the bitches,
Yeah,
the
networking.
alcohol.
It's rote.
The
It's like
drugs.
everything.
Networking.
Everything in school is rote. Like, I'm going to tell you, okay, this is what you need to know. Just memorize it. Come back to
Regurgitate
me
it.
on Friday,
Yep.
regurgitate it, and then I'll give you A and make you feel good about it. But then, of course, you're going to go into the real world where they want you to
And it's not even like
create
LeBron
things
had.
and stuff.
Well, I don't know the man's life, but it's not even like he had a whole bunch of figures or positive role models. I mean, his mom is. I'm sure she loves him, but she couldn't show him the way to the point where he is now.
She still can. Wasn't she dating like
I'm not gonna go into that. That's
Lambo.
somebody's mother, man.
Big
I'm not
Lambo,
gonna-
little Lambo?
And if my mama dated Big Lambo, I wouldn't want you to talk about it neither. So I'm just, let me leave it at that.
If your mom was dating Big Lambo, we would definitely be talking about it.
Hey, all I know is I wouldn't have to two-piece you. She two-piece you herself. My mother is pretty gangster. Shout out Joy Jordan, TKPK, Maple Avenue. All right, but LeBron
Yeah,
did it.
We're shouting out hoods now.
LeBron did
I
it on
think
his
that would
own,
classify
bro.
as a neighborhood.
Look, LeBron did it on his own, man.
El Barrio.
Look, just because the baby Jesus was born in that joint and transitioned into the neighborhood. Before that, it was a crack den. You couldn't go to the carryout without getting held by your ankles and the chain shaken out of your pockets.
And now, of course, there's a farmer's market.
Yes, and Ethiopians.
Gentrification is doing very well.
Lots of things. Lots of nice things.
Gentrification is alive and well.
But the craziest thing about the NBA as a whole and LeBron doing his thing, LeBron can do what he wants. The crazy thing about the NBA is it's so generic. It's so vanilla. It's vanilla and chocolate. And then vanilla wins every year. Vanilla's the Golden State Warriors. It's so repetitive.
Expound on that.
There's no more originality. Like the draft is like useless. You drafting these guys, half of them are trade pieces and trade bait. You drafted somebody you don't even want. The Atlanta Hawks last draft with Luka Doncic, drafts him number 5, trades him to Dallas Mavericks to get Trae Young later. The draft
That's always been the case though.
It's just, but if you have the draft doing that, that's fine. But then you have the super teams. The guys, there's nothing wrong with the players
There's
colluding
always
with
been
each
super
other.
teams.
Not like this, though.
Like this.
No, not like this.
Like this.
No, it's not.
The Showtime Lakers had 5 Hall of Famers.
That shit was crazy.
The Boston Celtics.
But
had
how many of
6.
them they draft though? How many are those players? They draft the majority of them.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a.
He was a signee. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah.
He was the biggest piece. The rest of those guys, they don't win without him.
Well, my man Magic played center game 7.
Magic Johnson was a draft pick, yes.
Had triple double.
Magic Johnson was a draft pick. James Worthy was a draft pick.
Your boy was a draft pick too. Larry Bird, right after Magic.
Larry
and all
Bird
that.
was
Yeah,
in fact a draft pick.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. The NBA just then there's not enough talent coming out of
Robert
college
Parrish
anymore.
was not a draft pick.
They had enough talent before where you had people coming out of high school.
Yeah, but that
and
was
college.
the 80s. It didn't happen like that after that.
It's the talent pool is just drained.
The post 3P Bulls, that was a super team.
The talent pool is
How was
drained.
that a
The
super
swamp
team?
is drained.
They
my
had 3
friend.
Hall of Famers on that team.
They got quiet as a motherfucker.
Who were the Hall of Famers?
Dennis Rodman,
Scotty.
Scottie Pippen,
Dennis
Michael
Rodman.
Jordan.
Scotty. Horace Grant? You ain't got no
Scottie
love for
Pippen.
He
Horace?
wasn't on the second wave.
I was joking.
Then they had Tony Kukoc, like Luka Doncic. They had Tony Kukoc.
Your boy, y'all
they had-
favorite coach in the NBA, even though I don't fuck with that nigga. It's Kerr, Steve Kerr and shit.
He's a
Y'all
good
love that
coach,
guy.
man.
No, he's a good coach. I don't fuck with all the extra shit he be trying to do. Like,
But nowadays,
It was
and
still
that's-
no.
And
It
see,
wasn't the same because it was still competitive then.
But see,
the Bulls
it
weren't
is very
running
competitive.
through everybody. They were not running through everybody. They were close games. I mean, we have
can't-
lots of
you can't-
videos of
you
Mike hitting
can't-
last second
you
shots.
can't-
Those were close games.
You
Those were
can't
not
say-
like
you
blowouts.
can't say it was competitive when he was during games. He was looking at benches saying, "Watch this," and then going. and
Steph
doing
Curry
the
shooting
things
half
himself.
court threes during games. So like, what
Yeah,
are we really
sweeping.
saying?
The final
That's
sweeps.
skill.
The final sweeps, just like it's nothing.
That's skill.
It's like everybody knows it's a sweep too. You just looking at the shit like, well. And then in that first game of the finals was a heartbreaker for me. It wasn't J.R. Smith's fault.
So, but
It
that-
wasn't.
okay,
I
wait a
don't
minute,
blame J.R. Smith for
now
that.
we're
at all.
doing no. Wait,
At
a
all,
minute.
at all.
Now we're not addressing the reality. Kevin Durant is the only piece on that team that wasn't drafted.
Yes.
That would be the equivalent to everything else that we just
They're
said.
the
And
only
Boogie
squad
Cousins,
like
too.
that. What's crazy? You know what's crazy?
Boogie?
Now,
Boogie
now,
Cousins.
DeMarcus
That's now.
Cousins.
That's
Yeah,
now.
that's what I'm saying. This is
What's
this is
crazy is
unprecedented.
they're the only squad in the NBA
No, it's
like that.
not.
They're like the only squad in the NBA that has like 4 starters that they drafted. And then they
Yeah.
fucking winning championships. So that should let everybody else in the NBA know. Fuck the super team and all the other Just draft 4 good players, motherfuckers.
Who were the
draft
4?
good 4
It's
years
only
in a row.
3 of them though, right?
Draymond, Clay,
Draymond, Clay, Steph.
Steph. Oh,
That's
excuse
3.
me. They had Harrison, but he dipped.
Yeah.
They had to let him
Who?
go. Harrison Barnes.
Clay Thompson.
Yeah, we mentioned him already.
This is regular. This has been happening.
No,
This has
not,
been
not
happening.
like this. Not to this extent.
No, to this extent.
When the KD
Michael
thing
Jordan-
believe
happened,
this.
that
Michael-
never happened.
When you said what?
The KD thing, that didn't happen before.
That definitely happened before.
You worse
Who
than
was
me?
up
Okay,
3-1
bet.
on the
He
team
didn't-
and
he
then
didn't-
went to that team?
He didn't overstep his boundaries. Name it.
Who?
Bob McAdoo won the MVP and left the next year.
Who's
Hate
Bob
this guy.
McAdoo?
What year is this? I know who it is.
78.
Yeah, that's that nigga that you skipped 2 generations, man.
You said it never happened before.
I ain't say never. I said name the time it did.
And another thing is,
You did.
Another
You
thing
did.
is,
Kudos.
Another thing is, this
Wait. You did. He was up 3-1 in the playoffs.
No,
on
he was
the
MVP.
team that
I
he
mean,
joined the
now
next
you
year.
putting all these.
No, it wasn't that specific.
it
But he was
wasn't
like the
that
best player in the NBA, and he left his squad to join the team that.
Yeah, he
was
was
going
team
to
that
win.
did what?
He realized at that moment that he cannot win with Russell Westbrook. That's what should he do? Should he stick it out for a team?
No,
Rockets.
I don't
What
blame
should he
him
do?
at all for leaving. I'm not mad at him for leaving
Warriors.
at all.
I'm going to the Warriors.
He's a man. He can do whatever he wants. I'm just saying.
And then
competitively
people like to
speaking.
forget when Michael Jordan was trying to go play with Patrick Ewing in the Knicks.
You said what?
Michael Jordan was trying to play with New York when he couldn't win in Chicago. He was
Alleg-
trying to get
allegedly.
to New York
When he was
And Jerry-
dropping-
And the reason why he
Alleg-
doesn't talk to
allegedly.
Jerry Reinsdorf now is because Jerry Reinsdorf refused to trade him.
Is when he was dropping
Allegedly.
68
That is
points
a
and
fact.
couldn't beat the Celtics.
But
Nigga dropping 68 can't win a game.
But see, everybody
69, sir.
But see, everybody likes to make it seem like Michael would never have done. Like no,
But he
Michael
didn't.
Jordan was human.
We can
like
only
everybody
talk
else.
about what happened, not what might have happened or could have happened. We can only talk about what happened.
Nowadays, we're a little bit farther away from slavery, so players have autonomy over
it's all
their
connected.
careers.
Fuck y'all, I ain't forgetting shit. It's all connected forever.
Now players, it would be asinine for to think of a general manager telling Kevin Durant he can't play in a pickup game, and that was industry basics back then. Like they would be like, no, you cannot play in this league. You cannot play outside.
But Mike was still playing in pickup games.
He had to sign a new contract, his first contract. You have to understand, there's also a time when they were saying you couldn't wear certain tennis shoes. Like this, we're a little bit farther along from that. And these players are now taking control of their destiny.
For wearing the Nikes, right?
Versus back then, people were on this slave mentality, like, no, I was drafted by Detroit.
Or you have to do it by yourself, yeah.
Jordan was fine for wearing the Nikes, right? When he was first wearing them. Yeah, he was fine for wearing those. They weren't approved by the Converse.
Nike paid the fines.
Yeah. I remember that.
Damn, Nike was willing to pay the cost to be the boss.
Yeah, he was a star.
Now they're willing to pay the Vietnamese to make the shoes.
Yeah,
that's where we are now.
And then pay the athletes in turn.
But my man LeBron is smart as hell. He's like, look, I can easily transit. If I move to LA, I'm gonna transition from NBA to movies with ease.
Absolutely.
Like it's impressive, and I have no doubting in that man. If that man say I'm gonna make a movie about my son and his progression as life as LeBron Jr., that shit'll make $100 million. Guarantee opening week like that. That's going to be successful.
He sure as hell got marketing dollars. I can tell you that.
And then the movie industry is fiending for stuff like that. The people that support the movie industry, like you guys that go to the movies, that support these TV shows, that support all forms of media that are original. We fiend for that type of stuff, but it's them old, and let me get my Birdman hand rubbing on. It's them old big wig executives that are all, nah, Jurassic World 8. That's what they want. That's what they want. Like it's somebody, some
Fast
young
and
intern.
Furious 10.
It's some young intern going to him like, nah, we can make this new, like Black Panther. Or
Avatar
something.
2.
And they smack them,
Which is
like
gonna flop.
Shut the fuck up.
All right, no,
They
Kovo
want
just
Jurassic
said something
World.
blasphemous.
Avatar.
Remember what you said earlier? Let's put out the
Kopo.
same shit, but make better graphics.
Kopo, you're not in
We've
tune with
seen
the
that
white
shit
man.
already.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You're not in tune with the white man.
Because Star Wars just dropped two movies that answered 0 questions, and I'm still gonna go see the next one when it comes out.
Of course.
That's you.
And billions of other people.
He said billions.
Hey,
Hundreds of millions.
Even when
Take
Han
your
Solo,
pick.
the Han Solo film is a net loss, and it's still gonna make money.
Yeah.
A net loss.
Sure.
A net
That
loss
movie was
means
trash.
you made $300 million for Disney and for Star Wars, and all
Which is great. Awesome.
not when you could do Black Panther numbers. That's quintuple.
Which Avatar 2 will not do.
the
Avatar
hell?
2 is not even going to do Avatar 1 numbers.
Do you say octagonal?
Whoa,
What's 6 times?
wait, stop.
Octagonal?
Give me a second here. Avatar 2 is not going to do Avatar 1 numbers because nobody is going to do Avatar 1 numbers. Number 2, it's going to do more than Black Panther. That's a fact.
Are they going to continue with the Native
It's
American?
not going to do
theme?
more than Black Panther domestically. I can guarantee.
Are they going to
that.
give the avatars smallpox and rape them and then go west?
Because what's going to be different about this movie that's going to make people want to go and see the same shit again?
The fact that the people that saw it
It's
first
the same
time,
graphics. It's the same shit.
the people that saw it the first time,
Did people watch Pocahontas too? Because that's what Avatar is.
Kovo, you have watched a different variation of Iron Man 1 for the last 5 movies. People
And it
go
didn't
to
do
see
700 million. Didn't do anything better than
look,
Black
look.
Panther, which is what you're saying it's going to do.
Domestically.
That's
smart-
what I'm saying.
Yeah, but see,
domestically.
somebody sets the standard, and then somebody beats the standard.
I tell you the smart
Now
thing.
Black
Look,
Panther
no.
didn't set the standard. They're the third movie.
No,
Look,
it
look,
set
look.
the standard as far as domestically.
I'll tell you the smart thing about
All they have to
Avatar,
do
bro.
is put it in the psyche of the American consumer that it's possible to do that, and then some movie is going to come along and do it.
Do
Because
you
the
have to
problem is-
understand what stars have to align for an Avatar 2 to do
Not
Black
really.
Panther numbers domestically?
Not really.
I'll tell you one thing that's
More
helping
people
them.
are going to the movies, and the people that went the first time
They
are
waited.
all going to go.
I'm not.
Avatar smart. James Cameron smart. 'Cause
Wasn't
they
no
waited.
fire sticks out back then either.
They waited for these goddamn people to have some kids, for them to turn like 4
Exactly.
or 5, and now they're like, "Hey, 4 or 5-year-old, I saw this shit when you were born, when I was making you, when I was knee deep in your mama. Now you gonna go see Avatar, and you gonna see how."
How
we
did
get the Native
Incredibles do?
Americans. Incredibles 2? Oh, it's big. It's big.
Is it now?
Yeah, I mean, you can't make a damn
Yeah.
graphic movie and it not be big. At this point, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Incredibles 2, they waited till the damn kids was teenagers though. Like at least Avatar, they waited till they was like toddlers, 4 or 5.
Avatar
Incredibles,
2 is
Never-
not going to
and
do
then
more
you
than
can't-
Black Panther
You
domestically.
cannot
is what I'm saying. I'm
underestimate
standing
the
on
power
that.
of hype. Hype is a strong marketing tool.
They
It's
hyped
already
that Star
started.
Wars movie heavily.
Oh, that
Childish
wasn't hype.
Gambino-
No,
That
Star
wasn't
Wars.
hype.
Childish
That was
Gambino
Star
is going
Wars
to be in this
different.
one. Oh,
No.
That wasn't hype. That doesn't. Star Wars
See,
fans don't give a
Kofo,
fuck
you
about Childish
you
Gambino.
talking about Shea
Donald
Butter.
Glover.
You talking about Shea Butter MySpace here. In reality,
what that got to do with Star Wars?
We talk about do rags and
yeah,
waves.
nobody. Star Wars was like
We
lukewarm.
talk about the guns and butters.
Guns
Star Wars
and
is
butter.
lukewarm. Avatar, when that comes back out, is going to break all kinds of records.
It's a good. I mean, they haven't even started the hype train, and it's already started.
Like
you know what I'm
that
saying?
movie is going to break all
Ain't a
types
picture
of shit.
dropped, ain't a date dropped. All you know, it ain't even a title. It's not even gonna be called Avatar 2. All they dropped is Avatar 2, and we already discussing it, and none of us likes Avatar.
Because
except this guy.
hype is important. I don't even like the movies. I was trying to figure out what the fuck was going on.
You
I
like
don't
it.
give a shit.
I said what I said, and I'm standing on it.
All I know is I would
I'm
fuck
will-
an
I'm
Think
Avatar.
about it.
I'm
Black
willing to
Panther
bet
didn't-
on it. I'm willing to
Black
bet on it.
Panther
How about
didn't do
that?
700 million domestic because it was a great movie.
I'm willing to bet on it. How about that?
I owe you money. I can.
Would you fuck an Avatar? The Blue Jones?
What's wrong with this guy?
I would. It's the
know
future,
you would.
nigga. It's about to be. Hey, motherfuckers can love their sex dolls. Motherfuckers
That's
can
a
look at their
fact.
sex doll, name them, and all. I can't
That's a
pretend I
fact.
want to fuck an Avatar. Or I don't even know if they're called Avatars. The Blue Jones, whatever the Blue Jones are, I would fuck one of them things. First off, and they probably got the bomb and athletic and flexible. First off, second off, motherfuckers name their sex dolls. Spend $5K on a sex doll. Name it Trisha. And don't even put it in the closet or hide it no more. Introduce it to the guests when they come by. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Don't talk about me.
Niggas do that though.
Yeah, don't talk about me, man. Buy
So-
weed for the goddamn sex doll.
That's your speech to.
Yes, to justify what I said. That's my spiel. That's how I prove that I am normal.
And on that one,
You're a wild boy.
ladies and gentlemen, this is
First episode.
the first episode of Living Just Enough. If you enjoyed it, please tell a friend. Leave comments. If you have any topics that you want us to discuss, please leave them as well. We accept all critiques, all criticisms.
Thumbs up or thumbs down.
yeah,
Like or dislike. Anything.
Absolutely. But please subscribe, tell a friend, and hope you enjoyed it, man.
And we have nothing left to say. I've always wanted to do that.
Cut!